Well, hello and welcome to Two Indoor Gaming and Adventures in R30. I don't know how many of these I'll do, but I must say, of all the updates I have been in Creativerse for, this is probably the one that's causing the most troubles. Probably the least thought out of the updates, I think, from the developers. Here is a demonstration of one of the issues. The AI is definitely souped up, so that you will get mobbed a lot, and I've seen in the forums a lot of people finding that this is, you know, an adjustment for older players, but almost overwhelming for newer players. So things like the AI paths mean that you will be spotted from further away, and through gaps. Like if you're in a cave, you'll get ground. Hostile mobs will come down and find you in there, even if there's no line of sight. It's like they smell you, so you can get mobbed by surface mobs if you're just in a shallow cave. Also, well, like you can see in an open area like this, you are asking for it, absolutely asking for it, and because now the mobs will stop, like before, a night mob that spawned during daylight hours, like if they came out of a cave, or they're, you know, one of those freak spawns that happens when it shouldn't, then they would burn up, and no matter where they went, unless they were in water, which was very rare because they didn't like water, they would basically burn up until they were gone. But now, if they find some shadows under a tree, as long as it's just dark enough for a little bit of sun protection, and they'll be there, they'll stick around, and so you can run into the night mobs, which obviously have more health and do more damage and are highly aggressive. So you may have only just started and wham! And of course with social worlds, and I'm on a social world at the moment, they've still got that bit of a glitch where sometimes if somebody comes up from the corruption, the corruption mobs will spawn on the surface. It's like they bring the spawning conditions up with them, and that can, well, I've heard of players who've just hopped on, and before they can even get a wooden mining cell together, find themselves, well, getting smacked about by a corruption mob. And of course, corruption mobs are very difficult to beat, even when you're ready for them. So you can imagine the troubles some people are having with that. Even a corruption leafy is, I don't know, must be 10 times harder to beat than a regular leafy. And of course it is definitely not going to retreat. It will come for you big time. Okay, now there's a cave around here I'm looking for. I found it last time I was travelling about, but I don't know where it's gone. Might be looking in the wrong spot. Is humour an English word? Okay, obviously R30, the social worlds are just pretty much randomly inserting you wherever, and so you are having the issue with your chat being filled with foreign languages. Well, that's great if you are multilingual, but most Westerners are not. We're pretty ignorant of other languages unless we've made a studied, made a study of it, basically. Like Jez does games, he's learning French. So if he found some French speakers, and there are quite a few around the world, then he'd be able to have a chat multilingually and probably quite enjoy it, helping his studies out. But for the rest of us, it just means a lot of chat that doesn't make sense to us. Now, maybe there's plans for... there's a cave. I was on the wrong side of the frozen ocean, whatever it is. Yeah, for the rest of us, it just means chat is even more, I don't know, irrelevant? Is that what you say? Or just, just in your face, distracting you, and opportune times with stuff that you can't read. So you'll still get all your such and such crafted bomb or threw a rhyme cone or something equally not that consequential, and then you'll get lots of words, and people are not really using the private chat links, so people are just having their constant conversations with each other on the public server. So that might be made a little more obvious, the commands for chatting privately, doing those, sending the private messages to people. One good thing is, I've shown this before, but a lot of people probably still don't know about it, is you can move your chat. See that little dot? You can resize it with that. Change it so you want it like this, say. Maybe we'll bring it down really teeny tiny. And then drag it over here out of the way as much as you want. That can help. Oops, sorry, I dragged it back. Minimize the distraction if that's bugging you. But still, it'll be there somewhere. Okay. Oh, I'm still in chat mode. I was wondering where my alt key wasn't sending me back. Okay, so let's go back down to this little cave. So I'm just going to record some adventures in R30, talk about some of the changes. They've already patched it twice, I think. Maybe even 3 times. This is a nice little cave nearby, with some tar in it. Bonus. I can't pick it up yet, of course. I don't have enough power in my mining cell. I thought this might be a good point. I can show you some of the fun it is in the harder biomes. It definitely has increased the difficulty of the game. And I don't, oh no, I don't want that, I don't want to set the tar on fire, I want to use it later. Suck that out. It's a little more extensive than I was ready for there. Okay. Yes, flame will set it all on fire. You do get a few moments to rectify your error though. I thought it disappeared for a second there. My little torch. Yes, so I do want to do a new tutorial series, but I'm a little reluctant to get right into it because I have a feeling there's going to be more patching. And I don't know how much it's going to be just minor fixing the bugs with the social world bizzo, trying to correct all of the different ways you can get griefed. Obsidian, I've got a bunch already, but I may as well put an extractor on there. Yes, how may I be griefed? Let me count the ways. Oof. The newest one I've heard of is throwing goo. If you've got a farm anywhere near the edge of your claim, obviously somebody can't, pretty sure they can't throw goo if they just walk on. They may be able to. I haven't tested that for a while. But you can ruin somebody's crops by throwing goo at it. You can't harvest it, but you can ruin it. So if if you remind everyone, see, look at this, the range these guys have got. And so I've gone from, yeah, fine, having a little chat, no real troubles, to all of a sudden having mega mobs all at once. Again, maybe that's okay down in the caves. You venture down, you're asking for it. But when that happens on the surface, it's really hard for a beginner. And I wonder how many rage quitters we got already. Another thing that annoys me about R30 is they haven't fixed the 10 o'clock fake spawn. Now, either make it 10 o'clock or keep it at 10:30 and get rid of this whatever code they've got stuck in there that tells mobs to spawn at 10 o'clock. Because before they just burn off, and if you're unlucky a couple of them would smack you before they burnt off, and you'd have to deal with the damage and maybe wear and tear on your sword without the benefit of getting the drop, because they'd burn out before they dropped it, or before you got the last shot in. But now with them being safe in shadows, that 10 o'clock spawn means you're effectively getting like a 1.5 spawn at night. A half-hour early spawn, where half of them don't burn out, and then you're getting the regular one at 10:30. Again, I don't mind if it's a 10 o'clock spawn, just take the time office. I hate when that happens. You're trying to take a potion and you hit a little baggie instead. Whoop, didn't look away fast enough. It's just like, give us one or the other. The certainty. It was obviously a bug before, but now it's a bug with extra bite. And either make that the game or switch it out. Okay, I was looking for Miru Eyes so that I could upgrade to an obsidian sword. I'm going to do that before that PZ comes over. No. Okay, let's deal with this one. Oh, a couple more Mirus. See, Mob Central. I've got some experience and I can handle the increase in difficulty. I'm obviously using potions a lot more than I normally would. I just have to prep for it, but basically that meant going into a tundra so that I could get heaps of flowers easily because I didn't want to harvest trees for a year. Look, here we are, mobbed again. I've gotten about 4 blocks space. Obviously I'll be moving further if oh, see, now I got a crab coming along. See, it was a Pigsy. Now it's 3 Mirus, 1 Pigsy, and a Rockstar. Unreal. So, it used to be a building game with some survival elements. Now it's a survival game, and if you're lucky, you'll have enough time to build something. Yep. Right, can I get over with, done with this now? Collect it all up. Right. Okay. Now, let's craft that obsidian sword. Adventures in R30. Definitely more of a... I wouldn't say grind. It's not like they've increased the requirements so that there's more grind stuff around. It's still the same trouble with iron. You still hit that wall when you want diamond equipment and you have to go for corruption dust. Now it's just that much harder because obviously you're going to get mobbed down there like crazy. So it's not like it's grind, it's just expect more delays as you cope with mobs. So, I don't know. But I think with this update, they just didn't test it enough or think through the implications enough, is my impression. Mind you, I'm really impressed with the work Playful's done on this game. I still love this game, but this update had me a little like, you know, when you're just a bit disappointed, you don't want to play for a bit, you just need a break. I've been playing other games for a better part of a week just because it was like, well, that wasn't the update I was hoping for. That's okay. They don't have me on speed dial saying, you know, Toondor, what's up next for us? Tell us what we should be working on. But to have, like, I wasn't expecting social worlds. I was expecting AI changes, and I do expect some tweaks with that. But this whole griefing thing, man, obviously those problems were still there if you invited somebody. But now, it's that much harder for people who just... they want to play socially, and I've seen comments like, well, just make your own server and invite people you know. And it's, I've already conversed. I mean, being on YouTube means people will talk to me, you know, I'm a connection point. But I think there's a lot of kids, I'll say kids, you know, 10, 12, 13, you know, in that age range, not all the super griefers. All griefers seem to have the mentality of it, you know, an underdeveloped teenager, but or preteen, but these are the kids. They're just on the home computer. They don't know many gamers. You know, they've got a small circle of acquaintances because it's basically people they know from school or whatever, and they say, "Oh, multiplayer looks like fun, but I don't know anybody." Right? And they can go on the forums and look up, and somebody says, "Oh, you know, I've got an open world." They go in there. There's people everywhere. There's builds already in there. They don't know where to start or how to start. And when they ask questions, as newbies, people are like, "Oh, whatever." So social worlds, I think, is for them. It gives them a chance to hop on and have a multiplayer experience. Maybe meet somebody who'll team up and give them that added dimension. Right? They may not be super skilled. It may be the first game of this type they've played. Maybe not. I know that a lot would come from Minecraft. And then they come into the game and they might put something together and bang, they get griefed in 5 different ways. Right, just because somebody wants to have a laugh at somebody else's expense. Man, magnetite is like all over the joint in this world. No matter which cave I've gone into, it's been like magnetite everywhere. It's like their rarity has been super nerfed. Found it so many places. Anyway. Okay, let's get a little bit deep in. Here we go. This is really going to test the capacities. Well, mortar. I was hoping for mineral water, but mortar. Maybe I'll do a diamond spawner later on. Yes, and I have a feeling that R31 is probably going to be focused on fixing some of this mess, because I'm sure they did social worlds to open the game up to new players, new people, but I think they're burning a whole bunch out, and a lot of those new people that might come on. Oh, another tar fall. Almost set it on fire. Yeah, those new people that might come on will just get sick of it. If they came for social worlds, they're not going to find much to enjoy. Is this a closed off cave? Are you serious? Without even any mineral water for me. Somebody in the chat's crying for mineral water. I'm going to swap it for bread, which would be pretty cool because I'm too lazy to farm. But that's not the cave. I don't think I can pick it up anyway at this capacity mine cell, but still. Good to know where it is. Be close to home. Is that mortar? No, bedrock. Better make some more extractors. Okay, what don't I have? Obsidian. Right. Takes so long. I doubt I'll be here long enough to collect all of those, but I can always cancel the order. I will cancel my order, thank you. And more to harvest. Nope. Okay, I'm not getting very far with this cave system. Some nice resources, but if I actually wanted to get deeper into the world, it's not giving me an easy passage. No, that's where I was before, wasn't it? I might just have to create my own path. Okay, get a few more, 2 more. Well, if I'm going to be here, I might as well put in some more. Yep. Put some more coal on the Barbie. Get the shrimp. Nobody says shrimp in Australia. That was purely for advertising. It's prawn, mate. Chuck a prawn on the barbie. Not a shrimp. To us, shrimps is somebody who's short. Anyway. We have another one ready. Ooh, bonus 2. What's it doing again? That's right. Yeah, I'm with it. Ugh, stone roads too. Really am not paying attention. That's how you cancel, folks. You didn't know already? Okay. I might cut here. You don't need to see me harvesting all of this mess. I might come back to you when I found a little more space down in the iron zone.